People often think that they need more discipline to get to the gym or to train better, but as a physio, I actually see the opposite. What I see is people often need to make better decisions. What I'm gonna do today while I'm training through my 4 strength movements here at my gym is to run you through what I think about when I go to train, what I think about when I'm training, so that you can find what you need to do to make the better decisions to get training better and smarter. All right, so most gyms have benches like this that can move up and down. These are called incline benches. Some old school ones actually went down as well, but these bad boys just stay up. So on our benches, we've written incline 1, incline 2, because they're the main 2 that you'll do for something like a bench press. If you pull it the whole way up, because they always come up unless they've got a little pin, then you gotta really get down there. But they always come up. That one is a shoulder press situation, and you can do it from various degrees. Most people prefer it really supportive so they can stay and have their neck supported. But if you're like, oh, actually, I'm not gonna do that, you just grab the handle and then you take it down to the lever that you'd like, following the teeth. On my incline, I actually like it only one prop up so I can get a little bit less front shoulder. And the reason we do incline is instead of flat bench where you get the full pec, a little bit less shoulder, incline we have a bit of a bias towards that top position there. As always, 50% load for the warm up. So I'm deciding how hard I want to work today. So when we talk about effort, there is a scale called the rate of perceived exertion, or RPE. And this is used in hospitals, things like that, to get people to work out how breathless they are or how hard they're working, so they know if they can take it up or if they're supposed to stay in a specific range. So for me or anyone at the gym here, we aim to work at over a 7 out of 10 effort. Blended 2 things here, but if you're working at a 7 out of 10 effort, it's pretty hard. I could do more, but that was rough. But then I've combined it with a reps left in reserve. Reps in reserve, or RIR, is how many reps did you have left in the tank when you finished your set. If you always think about sets of 10, which is the easiest way to do it, you can go down from 10 or up from 10. So if I do a set of 10 of these bench presses and I'm like, how many more could you do? I'm like, well, I could probably do another 10. I would be working at a 0 out of 10. I got 10 reps left in the tank. But if I was like, I'm reaching my max, and I was like, I reckon I could probably only do 1 more. That would mean I go out of 10, 1 rep is left in the tank. That's a 9 out of 10 effort, but 1 rep left in reserve. That's how we're using that gauge. So if you're working at a 7 out of 10, which is the minimum I want you to work to build strength, you have 3 reps left in the tank. And a lot of people here don't have any reps left in the tank when they finish their workout. Obviously, you want to start with your bigger movements first and finish with your ones that you're less important, but also that you're not trying to get really heavy with, because all your energy will go into the first few movements. So bench press to me and lunges, they're the big muscle groups. They're using all my upper body, using all my lower body, my lat pull back, less muscles, less heavy, calf raise, purely a calf, not important. So we start sort of top pyramid and build out. For bench press, simply sit on the little notch here. Don't put your head on this, it doesn't make sense. And then you rock on back, brace your core when you do it. And you've got 2 options here. You can bring your dumbbells to your chest and keep them nice and straight, sort of more of a front rack position. Alternatively, you can turn them as if you've got a barbell and you're pressing those up to the ceiling. The only thing we care about with a bench press here is as your dumbbells come down, they're actually going to your lower chest. For females, they're going to your bra line. If they go too high, that's where people get shoulder pain, or they're not really getting the most out of their bench. Rate of perceived exertion is because then I know how much weight I'm gonna lift for the day. So I'm gonna do my 15s, that's my intent. My intent is to do 2 sets of 10 at 15 today. Just chilling. Usually I'd be aiming for 22s. So if I do 15 and I'm like, oh, I had 5 reps left over, I need to put these bad boys back and I need to go and get something heavier. If though I'm like, oh, that was rough, I'll just hold this weight today across my 2 sets. Last thing is I usually bring the feet up as high as you can so you can drive through them if you need. If you're still learning, don't stress about the feet, keep them flat. And when you sit up, you can do the exact same thing. So you brace your core to come up, or please get used to dropping them. They're rubber. They're meant to be dropped. So please don't worry about doing that. Yes, gyms get upset when you do it sometimes, but I'd rather you break the dumbbell than your shoulder. And my rule is if you are working at an 8 upwards, you have to have 90 seconds rest. If you don't, you're entering your second set still fatigued. And if you're fatigued, you're not getting the most out of that set as if it was a fresh one. You're probably leaving some in the tank. How to look cool when you actually put the dumbbells on. What you want to do, grab your dumbbell, bring it to your knee, grab the other dumbbell, bring it to your other knee. Bring them in nice and close, because if they're one single unit, it's easier to control than both arms flailing around. So push them together and then rock back. Turn them, because that's the kind of position I'm going to work today. Set my shoulders underneath my arms, and I'm going to bring it to my chest. And I breathe in on the down. And the action is we're trying to scoop your chest muscles together. If you can't get that, we're going to go through that another day, but you're trying to squeeze your boobs. Now, last thing on the RPE, or rate of perceived exertion, if you've forgotten, is it's based on how you feel for the day. So for me, the 15 felt kind of light today, but the 20 felt really heavy. Normally, if I'm holding weight at 22.5, that would feel heavy. So a 20 on that day may have felt quite light. So long story short, if you're feeling fatigued for the day, your 7 out of 10 will feel different to when you're feeling really good and energized on a different day. Also, when you train in the morning versus you train in the afternoon, there's actually changes to your body, and you will feel different and be able to train with different weights or different movements. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your RPE, or don't be too hard on yourself if today you lifted less weight because maybe you didn't get much sleep last night, your stress is out of control, and you actually did bench second, you didn't do it first. So all of these things are factored into how you feel when you train and how you should gauge your workout so you don't get injured.